Yeah, I got the game all in my hand. Ooh.
Hello, and you are now tuned in to the only universe mode that matters. I am Christian.
And I'm Jesse.
And Jess, we just recorded Royal Rumble. I can't say just recorded. We're a few days removed from the Royal Rumble pay-per-view that we just put on, Jess. And it was a great, great show. And now this is the post-show. And we are going to talk all about that. And not only that, we got some exciting trades that we have to discuss. Something that you guys are definitely going to want to know about. That's going to happen towards the end of the video, so stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll sign off with the trade.
Yeah, just some things that had to be done, as Royal Rumble is our official trade deadline in Universe Mode. But Jess, Royal Rumble is now over with. We are officially on the road to WrestleMania, and it is just a few stops away. WrestleMania is now 3 weeks away, ladies and gentlemen. 3 Raws, 3 Smackdowns. And Royal Rumble was a beautiful, I can't say end to a season, but pretty much the preseason finale, I can say.
It was a great way to, get excited for WrestleMania. Obviously, we have 3 weeks away until WrestleMania, but I feel like our Royal Rumble did a good job of telling stories and setting up WrestleMania for us in a very good way.
And we'll talk about some of those stories right now, Jess. And we kicked it off with the Women's Royal Rumble, where we saw Bayley and Banks tee it off to begin with. Now, cat is out of the bag. We kind of said it during the video. The order was a little bit wackier than what we probably would have wanted. We listed it, so I think we only picked Dakota Kai and Alexa Bliss's numbers because we had personal feelings for those two women, and we wanted to get them in later in the match, and that didn't work out. They actually were the next 2 entrants. But regardless, Jesse,
and they got eliminated pretty quickly too.
The Women's Royal Rumble was a very, very fun one with a ton of surprises, including the ending.
It was a great way to start the pay-per-view off as well. Bayley was probably one of the most dominant, if not the most dominant woman
until 20
in that Rumble match.
21.
Yeah, Bayley had a great performance. It did suck that Bliss and Dakota Kai, like people that we wanted later on in the Rumble, got eliminated so quick. But I feel like this Royal Rumble match, for the women's particularly, I think it told a good story going into, great starting off the pay-per-view. And obviously we had Bayley, who was dominant. Sasha Banks was in there for a little bit. I think she had about 3 or 4 eliminations. And, Christian and I started off as 1 and 2. That was always our rule for Universe.
It's always hard to try to obviously make the full circuit, make the full marathon. Jesse got as close as we probably gotten over the last few Rumbles, getting into the 20 slots. I wasn't as lucky. I got eliminated with Banks. I was also Bianca Belair. I got eliminated with her, and
I was only 3 women in the Rumble. I was Carmella.
I was 3 women as well.
I was Bayley, Carmella, and then obviously the winner, Ronda Rousey. I think she came in at number 28 or 29.
I forgot who the second one I was.
You were Naomi.
Naomi, that's right. So I had Banks, Naomi, and Belair. Ironic, if I must say.
Yeah,
but
it was ironic. And then the way the Rumble match ended too was you getting eliminated. And it was only me, Mia Yim,
what
Becky
a Final
Lynch,
Four, right?
And Billie Kay. And I remember Mia Yim eliminating Becky Lynch, which was a huge surprise.
We had people in the chat rooting for Mia Yim and Billie Kay.
I was kind of surprised by that. But personally, if Billie Kay or Mia Yim would have won that match, it just would have been
that would have been a crazy curveball.
It would have been a crazy curveball for sure. But it would have kind of had like a bad taste in my mouth. Like, do I want Mia Yim in my WrestleMania main event?
Now,
not really, but Ronda Rousey won, and she will be going against Liv Morgan at WrestleMania.
Or will she?
Yeah.
We'll find out later on in this episode. But Jesse, it was a great way to kick things off. The Women's Rumble. Ronda Rousey did take home the dub. I mean, luck of the draw. She had a great spot in the sense of she got a great pick. I think she was 29.
I believe 28 or 29. She wasn't 30 because it was that Casey.
So Casey Canaranzo.
Yeah.
But
Ricochet's
great number draw. They're ex. They're not still dating. Heartbreaking.
He dates Samantha Irvin now, the ring announcer.
Okay. So Ricky Keeblin is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
But great way to kick things off, Jesse, and it only went up from here. I feel like all of our cards usually elevate over the span of the card, and it really did. The Street Profits Street Fight was a really, really fun match, and we had all the weapons in effect: ladders, tables, chairs,
flaming tables.
Yeah. Oh my! And ultimately, Jesse, it did end up being another bad loss on Montez Ford's season.
Sucks, because honestly, going into the season, after I knew the Street Profits weren't going to be like a serious contender or even my champions, because they were just a disappointment all season. The idea was to break them up and have Montez Ford be the star, and pretty much what Angelo Dawkins has done the whole season. It would have been nice for him to beat a guy like Brock Lesnar, maybe win King of the Ring tournament instead of Xavier Woods, and kind of just become the babyface and Angelo Dawkins be the heel. But it got switched. Montez Ford was the one who turned heel on Angelo Dawkins. Angelo Dawkins became a United States champion, main eventing SmackDowns, main eventing pay-per-views against Brock Lesnar. I really enjoyed the match, truthfully. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford had a great street fight, and Angelo Dawkins just proved he's just the better version of the once called Street Profits.
Yeah, Jesse, he's officially out of debt, is what I would say.
He's bulletproof. He that was probably one of his best performances of the season.
Angelo Dawkins has had a hell of a year. Montez Ford, not so much. But you know what? I'm not mad at it. It was a good win from your end, and that one didn't sting as much as the next match did. We had a submission match for Raw's Women's Championship, where Asuka was going to attempt to defend against Rhea. Asuka, who was undefeated at the time, going up against the former Raw Women's Champion at the time, Rhea Ripley. And I say at the time, Jesse, because both of those statements are no longer true. And Asuka's no longer undefeated, and Rhea is no longer a former champion, because she is once again the Raw Women's Champion, and ain't really much I can say. Asuka just couldn't get the Asuka lock in.
Yeah, and that's the one move that we all know. Once that Asuka lock gets locked in on really any opponent this season, she's been undefeated, and that's why she's been champion and has had great matches. But that's the one thing she couldn't hit on Rhea, and Rhea Ripley is now, I think she became a 3-time Raw Women's Champion.
It's the 3rd time this season, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And
so shout out to Rhea Ripley. Going into WrestleMania with that title.
Asuka couldn't lock in the Asuka lock, and I want to give Asuka a Warrior Award for breaking out of that first submission, Jesse. God bless.
But yeah, it was a fun match though. Asuka definitely did compete. The story that was really told in that match was just Asuka couldn't hit the finishing move on Rhea, and it was in a match where both of these ladies have submissions, and the most dominant move in that match was the Asuka lock.
Rhea Ripley's kryptonite all season that we've been saying has been submission. So granted, she really wasn't even in a position to tap. I did put you in a triangle choke at some point in the match, but we couldn't win off of that, which if I could have, I probably could have won in the moment. But
if you wanted to. But we like to obviously win with finishers and stuff
cheap.
like that.
We choose not to do that. So we ultimately never found out if Rhea was going to be able to break out of a submission on that day, but she never needed the answer to that question. And I really would like to see maybe even a part 3 with these two ladies. I don't know.
Maybe next game. Maybe next month.
I don't know what's in the card just yet, but I think we'll have answers to that very, very soon. But Asuka and Rhea had a hell of a match. Shout out to my new Raw Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley, for the 3rd time. I'm gonna keep on saying that, I guess, because she just keeps on doing it. Yeah,
she's always been dominant ever since she got introduced in 2K20. She was dominant in both seasons of 2K20.
I'm gonna be interested to see who wins Women's Superstar of the Year. And I hope we do try to do award shows.
I think we'll do one.
The thing is, like, we literally have almost no time until the next game.
I think we'll do one.
As long as time is on our side, I'm hoping we can really start getting these Raws and SmackDowns out. But guys, that's also another thing. The Raws and SmackDowns are going to be coming a lot quicker. I usually do try to give them a few days build so they can, accumulate some views. But because WrestleMania is so close, I might not have that time. So it might just be Raw, day off, SmackDown. Day off, Raw, day off, SmackDown. So be ready, have those notification button on, the bell on, because we will be dropping videos at a very fast rate if things go as planned. But that is hearsay, Jesse. That was the end of part 1 for Royal Rumble. Part 2 came, and I don't know which part was better. Maybe
I liked part 2 a lot more, just because
the Rumble match was
just
fun.
because how it ended.
All right, so we'll talk
about that obviously in the end.
We'll talk about how part 2 started, which was your SmackDown Women's match, Jesse. And I'm gonna be real. There's not much to discuss within the match itself. More so like before and after the match, because it was obviously Liv Morgan trying to defend her title against Raquel Gonzalez, but this was a different Liv Morgan that won the belt. This wasn't the same person.
Yeah, we saw Liv Morgan in that mixed gender match with Montez Ford and Raquel Gonzalez and Angelo Dawkins. So we saw the mystique of her character changing back to the Sister Abigail in 2K20 if you guys were watching back then. But she came down to the ring again, but this time she came down with Alexa Bliss, her other sister, if you want to call it, her Firefly, whatever you want to call it, guys. She did come down to the ring with Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan just dominated.
Absolutely.
Hit the Sister Abigail, I think, twice. Hit the mandible claw, the slam as well, and it looked like Raquel Gonzalez, she didn't even belong in that match. And you could have said the same thing a month ago when Liv Morgan was going against Raquel Gonzalez at Survivor Series, and really just the tides just turned. They really did. Liv Morgan was completely dominant in that match at Royal Rumble, and she defended her championship, and she walks into WrestleMania potentially, or will she go against Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania? But the most important thing in that match was
Alexa Bliss celebrated in the ring for her.
Yeah, that was the weird thing in the match. That was the weird thing in the match. But most importantly, guys, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but over the past, I want to say month or so, maybe month and a half.
Started on, I think, our first pro show.
Yeah.
I would have been the Survivor Series post show, I believe.
Yeah, because that's when Liv won.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we started to see a little butterfly appear from the corner of the screen. Justin.
Yeah, even just a second or two, you kind of get the people to think about what potentially could be coming back, and then we got it. And obviously we have Liv Morgan retain. Alexa Bliss is with her. Sister Abigail's, whatever you want to call it. But most importantly, Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, is finally back.
Yeah, with 3 weeks left on SmackDown, Jesse, it's going to be interesting to see what type of impact it could possibly have on the brand. But we do obviously know Mania is coming up.
Yep.
And Bray Wyatt and Mania, he's had his ups and downs with it, but he's been on a few of them. He's familiar.
In our universe mode and in real life as well. And you guys always know that I personally love Bray Wyatt and like booking him. So give me a few weeks, and potentially he could be at WrestleMania. You never know. But
it's all you have, Jesse.
Yeah, it is. It is obviously a massive return. Bray Wyatt, probably being in the next game, 2K23 next month, and he'll be in 2K22 the rest of this season. I'm very excited to see what happens with him, and I'm excited what's next for Liv Morgan at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Jess, I'm excited to see what's next for my WWE Championship scene, because we saw Adam Cole attempt to defend his title against King Xavier Woods. And let me tell you, Adam Cole, first of all, I'll keep saying it, biggest surprise of the year was him winning that title. Something that I wouldn't have ever put money on going into this year would be Adam Cole heading into WrestleMania with championship hopes. But
let alone the WWE.
Let alone that. And then Xavier Woods, all odds were against him this whole season, and he has bet against all odds and win. He's done something I haven't done, and that is be an underdog and win. My DraftKings account is currently in the negative. Xavier Woods, not as much. He has been a winner all year, underdog all year, but pulling it out, pulling the king of the ring crown and putting it on his head. And now, Jesse, he puts a belt around his waist because he had a few losses in the woods, had a great match. Him and Cole went back and forth, but really Xavier Woods looked like a champion.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't only get to say he looks like a champion, he gets to say he is the WWE champion of the only universe mode that matters.
He finally fulfilled his prophecy, or whatever you want to call it. He is the king of the ring.
He fulfilled the king's prophecy, the king's duty, his obligation when you get that crown is to get some gold, to bring some glory to the throne. And that is exactly what Xavier Woods is now doing, which does leave Adam Cole with the rematch clause since he did defend
against Cesaro.
So that means Adam Cole will be getting a rematch against Xavier Woods. Again, we only got 3 weeks, so a lot of things are going to be up in the air, and the post show is usually where we clear things up. So give us another few minutes to clear some things up. But what a match this was. What did you think of this match personally?
Personally, I've liked what Xavier Woods has, been through this season, being on Raw all by himself. Obviously, New Day has been on SmackDown, and they've been tag team champions the entire season. So he probably got jealous of that, him winning that briefcase and then immediately losing it to Cesaro. We really didn't know what was next for Xavier Woods. Will he be in the mid card? Will he kind of just be the guy in the back, or can he, build himself back up again to the main card? And that's exactly what he did. He won the King of the Ring tournament, beating guys like Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, and now a guy like Adam Cole for the WWE Championship. He definitely proved he's the King of the Ring, and he is World Championship material, at least in this game. And I know New Day is definitely proud, because all of New Day in our universe mode are champions.
Yeah, Justin, and I wish I had the skills and editing team that can have Xavier Woods year in review, like a package, a promo,
a highlight monologue.
Because if you were to see this guy's season, he literally went from being one of the first people to upset John Cena early on in the year. He was one of the first people to do so, and then not only that, he won the Money in the Bank. Wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, he's going to be a great Money in the Bank briefcase holder. He was a defending Money in the Banker, which means he put that briefcase on the line against Cesaro, and we all know how that turned out. He lost against Cesaro, and he lost his opportunity. Cesaro ended up having a great run, a great season, and took advantage of the opportunity. Xavier Woods then proceeded, I believe he was in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship, and he came up just a bit short. He didn't get pinned, but he came up just a bit short. And then, Jess, he earns his way back up, not really even by a number one contenders match. He won a whole damn tournament. He earned his name back into the good graces, was almost going to battle a 500 record. Now he's leaps and bounds over 500. I believe he's 8-3. So now he has one of the best Raw records on my brand. And now he beats the champion. There's some stories you just can't write, Jesse. And the story of Xavier Woods has been writing itself all year, and shout out to the guy who not only been persistent and been consistent all year long, but that consistency pays off, and now he not only holds a crown on his head, but he also has a strap on his shoulder. So Xavier Woods, my new WWE Champion, and one that I am damn proud of, Jesse. And who will he fight at WrestleMania? Well, that's what we have a Royal Rumble for. The men's Royal Rumble. I said that a little weird. The men's Royal Rumble, where we kicked it off with Kevin Owens, with Sami Zayn, and I lasted a few seconds with Kevin Owens. I don't know how long.
I feel like I lasted a few minutes with Sami at least. I remember Kevin Owens.
I juggled through some superstars for this one for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Juggled through Kevin Owens, Malachi Black,
Drew McIntyre.
I feel like you had one more too. Cena. I feel like you had one before Cena too.
Cena might have been my fourth.
No, I feel like you went through 5. I don't remember, but I remember you had Aleister Black. You literally threw down the charger for the remote, and then you got eliminated by Drew.
He eliminated pretty quickly.
I think you got eliminated by Drew, truthfully. I'm not really sure.
No, I was Drew later on.
Oh, okay.
I was Drew later on.
I remember he was in that match for maybe a minute. No, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I didn't have a good Royal Rumble, Jesse, but I ultimately won the Royal Rumble. So that's just all that matters. But you had some good performances.
I had Sami Zayn. Trying to remember the other guys I had in the Rumble. It wasn't Brock Lesnar.
You had Gargano.
Oh yes, I was Gargano toward the end there. I was Sami Zayn, Gargano. I remember I was someone else too, but I truthfully do not remember.
Strowman.
Yeah, Braun.
Yeah, that was a highlight. That was a highlight. You had 8 eliminations with Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
You were cooking with Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman was one of the MVPs of the night, Jess. But Also, some MVPs that we can have in mind. Batista.
Yeah, by eliminating himself, he's an MVP.
Yeah, I mean, 2 eliminations though, Jesse, because he eliminated himself, but he literally gunned in the ring, went for Brock Lesnar, and exited.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then
That's so savage. After beating him on Friday Night SmackDown as well by literally a slither of a.
He could have had a real
count.
chance at winning, and I was scared when he was in the ring. Honestly, when Batista eliminated Brock, at least for me, all my focus then went to Batista.
Yeah.
And I know you were trying. You hit him with some drop kicks. He wasn't really budging, and he literally pretty much just walked out of the ring.
He went over the ropes. I want to say Santos threw him over the ropes. Yeah. And then me and Santos were probably going to double team him there. I went for the drop kick, and it missed him. And this man, Batista, said, you know what? I eliminated Brock. I already won a Royal Rumble match in the past. 2, exactly. I don't need the 3rd. Hop down. Good. And then the match really just continued. I believe the last 4 were Santos, Gargano, Cena, and I'm trying to remember the last one. I don't remember the 4th one.
I don't think.
But I remember the last 3 were Santos, Gargano, and Cena. And then I got eliminated, and the last 2 were Santos and
Cena.
John Cena.
And Jess, I was on my toes for it because, things can definitely go left, but ultimately things went right, and John Cena is your Royal Rumble winner, which is crazy because
for the 3rd time in his
once
career.
again, if we were to go over John Cena's season, it was so up and down, which was mostly down. It was literally word to Xavier Woods. It was up, up, down, down. But it was down, 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 down to literally kick things off. He had a few good wins along the way.
Won the IC championship.
Earned his championship shot against Roman. Became the only person to pin Roman Reigns this season, or at least in a solo match. And then also lost to Roman the following week or 2 weeks later. And now he's a Royal Rumble winner with a shot at a world title, Jesse. So Super Cena, John Cena, will be at WrestleMania after the year he had. I was questioning it. But he made his way there, and he forced his way there by winning the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble in WWE 2K22. What a season this was. What a season for John Cena. But it doesn't end just yet, Jesse. And neither is our rosters. Our rosters are finally complete as of today because we officially talked. Right after the show ended, I was telling you guys, or I was telling Jesse on the outro that me and Jesse got to talk. Well, conversations had. The NBA trade deadline also passed, so
craziest trade deadline ever.
I was making sure that I was as active as Rob Pelinka to make sure that I make the correct moves. And you know what? Maybe I didn't make the correct moves, Jesse, but I think I made the moves that were best for both of us. So with that being said, are you ready to announce the final trade of this season? You ready? Alright, so the Raw brand is trading John Cena to SmackDown for
Ronda
Rousey and
one of the hottest superstars in the world right now,
Sami Zayn. Ronda Rousey will go ahead, and she earned that championship shot that she won at Rumble, Jesse. But guess what? We already seen Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan at a Mania. We're not seeing that again this year. She is going to be facing Rhea Ripley, and she wants her hands on the Raw Women's Championship. And what has Rhea's kryptonite been all season? Submissions. It's going to be hard to avoid it when fighting Ronda Rousey. So that is going to be a hell of a match that me personally, I cannot wait for. And Sami Zayn.
And those two have history too in universe mode.
In our universe mode.
Yeah, Ronda and Rhea.
Absolutely.
I don't think they've ever won against each other one-on-one for the title though.
And Sami Zayn, to counter that, has no history in our universe mode. Has had plenty of seasons where unfortunately he has been the most underwhelming superstar you can possibly imagine. Well, I'm going to have one match for Sami Zayn on Monday Night Raw. If he wins this one match, I promise you, Sami, you will be at WrestleMania. In a big match, nevertheless.
Okay.
So,
and it works out for
I want
me.
WrestleMania, Jesse. I don't know what to tell you.
It works out for me as well because I get my original first overall draft pick back.
You do.
Yeah, I get John Cena back, and I'm going to have fun. with John Cena.
Yeah, truthfully,
over the next 3 weeks.
I already got Cole and Woods, so it would have been a Cole Woods Cena triple threat match, which sounds cool.
Fun, yeah, definitely fun.
We've
seen Cena versus Cole in the past,
which
too.
really does sound cool. But we
Universal.
literally have seen Cena and Cole in a triple threat match for a championship at a Mania before in our universe mode, so that seemed repetitive to me. And then also, I had different plans for Cena. I didn't have World Championship plans for Cena.
I know.
I had completely other plans for Cena, so
that
took
Cena.
him out of my contention for the other plan. So that's that. That's all I would
Trust
say.
me, I'm going to have a lot of fun with Cena.
And you know what? I hope you do. I think this is going to be a rare win-win trade, and I dabbled on the idea. We were gonna do the Ronda and Cena swap. I dabbled in the idea of maybe trying to finesse a pick out of Jesse, but going down your roster, man, you told me you didn't have anything for Sami Zayn at Mania, and come on, man, he's the hottest in the world right now. I can't let that guy down. So he got one match.
I mean, he better win, because if he doesn't, then
better win.
it was just really just a one for one. I mean,
Yeah.
Cena for Ronda, I feel like is fair, but Christian was either debating obviously a draft pick for the next game, which I don't want to give away, and he looked at my roster and he said, "What about Sammy?" And I was like, "Take him."
And that's how it goes sometimes, Jesse, and that is how the ball rolls. And ladies and gentlemen, Jesse and I are officially eliminated from the Royal Rumble. We'll see that pay-per-view next season. We're done with that for the year. But guys, we got one big show for you guys for the rest of this season, and it is WrestleMania. Until then, we got 3 weeks worth of Raw and Smackdown. Are we gonna do 3 weeks? Honestly, I could build this in 2 if I wanted to, but I don't think we should.
I think we should do 3.
Okay, we're gonna do 3 weeks of Raw, 3 weeks of SmackDown, which probably come in less than 3 weeks if I'm to guess. Hopefully, like 2.5 weeks, and then WrestleMania.
Literally a month tomorrow, 2K23,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely crazy.
So we got 31 days to
Hurry
get
up and
3 weeks
finish.
of Raw and SmackDown, and a lot of matches for WrestleMania. We'll get it done. I'll probably have maybe a few days off, a week off before the new game comes out, but we're finishing this season for sure, and then we will be starting 2K23 in about a month, the draft, and then obviously the rest of the season.
And this is the time, guys, more than ever, to stay in the know. So let us know what you thought of the Royal Rumble. What was your match of the night? Did you expect any of the chaos that you got? What was your moment of the night? I feel like moment of the night for the Royal Rumble is probably more important than match of the night. For you, it was Cena. Honestly, for me, it was probably Xavier Woods winning the title.
Okay.
Winning the title.
I think match of the night was definitely Jello versus Ford. I really enjoyed that match.
It could be. It could be. And it's hard to pick a Rumble for the match of the night, but honestly, I really did enjoy the men's Rumble match.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stories that were told subliminally in the match, and even like the Batista and Brock moment, like that was everything to me. Like literally our reaction.
The funniest moment was Batista just jumping off.
I feel like we had another funny moment where somebody got eliminated in seconds. You were also Bobby Lashley. That's who you were. You got eliminated super quick with Bobby Lashley.
Literally within like 5 seconds.
That's what it was. I rewatched this morning. Jesse, but guys, like I said, let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you thought was the moment of the night, match of the night, what was your final thoughts on the Royal Rumble show? How excited are you for WrestleMania on a scale of 1 to 10? Let us know down below in the comment section. And if you guys like us, if you like the video, if you like the season, the pay-per-view, the everything, like the video as well. Comment, share, subscribe. Join that Discord to extend the conversation past the comment section.
Ring the bells, guys, most importantly, and stay tuned with all of our new videos. Ring the bells to get our new update videos, and we'll see you on
the other side of the universe.
Peace.
Yeah, I got the game all in my hand, ooh, and yeah, pop out with the drip and make a fan drool. You could risk it if you want, this ain't no fan duel. Yeah, I'm in a Benz cool, yeah, stepping for the breeze.